everyone. I have a few messages of the day here, and I have a union read and a twin flame read, so I want to get going. Let's go ahead first and take our deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Hope you're all doing well, and thank you for being here with me. So appreciate you guys. Okay, so yeah, I did a meditation before the video, and then I got distracted after that. Lots of things coming up, just good things, but distractions. And let's roll the die first, and then I'm going to show you the pictures. All right, for the twin flames today, and today is August, where are we? The 20th, August 20th, 2021. All right, so we have Leo again, which we're still in the sign of Leo. We have Saturn here, so some restrictions might be coming up. And then we have the number 4 again, which has been coming up a lot lately. The number 4 is all about structure and stability and building and manifestation on a level of survival. Also, the Emperor comes up under the 4 with Aries, and Saturn with Capricorn, and then Leo. So Leo, Capricorn, and Aries. So Capricorn and Aries are cardinal, and Leo is fixed. So I don't know what's coming up as far as the other aspects right now with the planets, but let's see where that goes. I'm going to show you the pictures of the reads I have. Yeah, the messages, I did a couple different little messages of the day. I'm going to show you the one from the Lenormand Reverie, but I pulled some cards just from the Rider-Waite laminated deck I have, just some little reads, which I'm going to give you the information from that. So first here is the twin flame read. Okay, 4D, 5D, 6D, the divine, this is the Syrian Starseed deck. Feminine on the left, masculine on the right, the bridge between in the center, incoming divine feminine, outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energy and the closing energy here for the Syrian Starseed deck. Here's the read in front of you on the table. Again, this is the Syrian Starseed deck. All right, this is let me show you the full read. There's the 7-deck read for that read. This is what you see in front of you on the table. It is a lot of energy. There's a lot of messages that come from this. So if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. And then here is the Lenormand Reverie message of the day, but I have a few others as well. And then the meditation brought up some stuff, which is why I went online to look up some things. There's a lot of information coming in, so you'll have to let me know if something comes in for you guys too to add to that information. So first, the meditation that I did just before I was going to start the video, and then I got distracted. I had a call and then another call, and then I was looking up some stuff from the meditation that I got. So I went into my little girl, and I was seeing someone like a shadowy person doing footwork, like kind of dancing from side to side, like jumping from side to side, like shifting their body on each side. And it was kind of like bringing up that Austin Powers energy of, you know, going down the stairs behind the couch, but not going down the stairs, kind of like doing side to side and then flipping to the other side, side to side behind the couch. But it was a shadowy person. And then the two going back and forth became one into a duck whose feathers were being ruffled. So the duck was getting their feathers ruffled, that then the feathers flipped that energy of the fancy footwork over there over to the other side, which was the dark side. which you notice this is feeling an awful a lot like football energy, like the field goal. So like kicking a field goal into the dark side. But when I went to write field goal, it wrote goat. So there's Capricorn energy coming up. And then after that, I saw a guy sitting on the steps or on a stoop, forlorn, with their head down. And it was like a human caricature, you know, it definitely looked animated, like an animated human. And then I was getting like Mr. Bill, like, oh no. But Mr. Bill was coming up, and however you receive that, that's the way you're meant to receive it. And then it was interesting because I had to look up a picture of myself to send someone, and I was just trying to find something quickly, and I came across the picture that I had taken with Nick Foles a couple years ago, and so his name came up. And so I looked up Nick Foles in the news because the word FOL came up in my header, as well as the word TURE keeps coming up in my headlines this past week. This is like the third day it came up, the TURE, which is also the end of vulture, which is why it came up. But also FOL came up in my headline on the 16th, which is Foles also. So I looked up Nick Foles' news to see if anything came up regarding football, and he's on the Chicago Bears right now. He was born January 20th, and again, today's the 20th. 89, he's 32 years old, which is the journey. His number's 9, which is the hermit, and he's the backup quarterback, or the second quarterback. I don't watch football, so if I say something wrong, don't mind me. And then there was a header too in the news why Vikings should consider trading for Nick Foles, and I know that the Dolphins were considering it too. I don't think he wanted to go to back to the Eagles. But then I pulled a few of the animal spirit cards just to try to clarify where this was going. Am I going in the football direction, or is this about something else? And it's obviously about the divine masculine as well. But is there another message or news that needed to come up? So why football and why Nick Foles? Why are they coming up? So the cards that I pulled were these 3 cards when I asked about football and Nick Foles, which is the hawk and the earthworm and the dolphins. And the hawk is the closest to an eagle in the deck, right? There are no eagles in this deck. Or is there? Oh, yes, there is. Is there? Yes, there is an eagle. But I was still getting the eagle energy. And again, that other bird may be coming up too, the Orlovic, which is like an eagle or a hawk. But it's like the eagles and the dolphins coming up here, right? Because they came up around Nick Foles. And this is in the pipelines, right? So there's something about football here. But I was also getting the underlying energy here was the stingray with the vulture, and it came up just like this. And you see how the tail is connected to the vulture's mouth? So if anything comes up regarding that, you know, I don't know whether he's smoking something, but I was getting a sting or something going on, you know, with the stingray here. And then this word chur kept coming up this week in my code line, and now it's coming up here on the vulture card, which the vulture together with the hawk here, you know, could definitely represent eagle energy, right? Both the dark and the light of the eagle. So it was very interesting the way that was coming up, and how this sting was connected to this vulture or this old eagle. So it could be an old eagle as well. So let me know what comes up that I don't know about, that you may know about. What else came up here about that? So why football, Nick Foles? The animal spirit deck with the stingray plugged into the vulture, after the lion's den of Lionsgate, and the spidey web, and 2 swans reflecting of the twins. And then vulture was coming up as like F-O-L-ture, fulture, like Foles chore. So I don't know what it is about Nick Foles and the vulture, but there's something about a sting going on. And then the eagles and the dolphins. The dolphins definitely a positive. He may end up going to the dolphins in a positive way. But I was also getting instead of the eagles, the eagles, which came up as one of the ETs too, as the eggs. So that's been coming up a lot this week. And then a sting was coming up. Was it political, involving the eagles or Nick Foles to the dolphins? Is that a happy thing? So eagles versus the dolphins in the pipelines was also coming up. And then I went back to look at the definitions of the word chore, T-U-R-E, because it's the 3rd time it's come up this week. And it was on the 14th where I found it. And the words that came up under chore is law, bovine, and anything having to do with a trip, walk, excursion, stroll, turn, outing, flight, run, ride. Also means to gaze at. Landslide came up, to travel between. Tuft, tooth, to show, shower, and 0 point, because following 0, where I'd written it the other day, was NFI, which can be referenced as the NFL. And then the definition there was coming up as no idea or not invited. So yeah, they kept like coinciding with each other. And that day I had written adventure and forgiveness. So then I was looking up, is there an announcer's sting, right? Because I was getting the stingray connected to the vulture's mouth. And so what came up was from September 28th, 2020, when the Eagles announcer loses his mind during overtime meltdown. And then Wentz, number 11, was also in this headline of the Eagles reacting against the Cincinnati Bengals, which the Bengal Tiger is what goes through the Lionsgate Ring of Fire in this deck. At Lincoln was coming up there, and Lincoln's also coming up. And then Sting, the singer, came up with Fields of Gold. And I keep telling you guys too, build it and they will come. And here's Fields of Gold. And I keep talking about the golden egg. So there's all this connecting to each other. So please let me know what comes up for you, because I'm sure you're going to get downloads about this stuff too. And then I looked up, something came up from Youngstown regarding 34 arrests happened. This was just on August 2nd, 21. So they did another undercover human trafficking sting in Ohio that led to 34 arrests of the Valley men there. It included people from West PA and Ashtabula, which has ash in it, which was very interesting. And then also it's the same area, because Youngstown is only about an hour and 20 minutes away from Euclid, which is where I was getting this message a year or two ago. I forget when it was exactly, about the Knights of C in Euclid, Ohio, regarding the Catholic Church. And there was something negative and dark there. And so there's 34 arrests, and there were other arrests last year there in that exact location as well. So there's a lot of that human trafficking coming up around Ohio, but I felt like it was related to the Catholic Church here at that time. There was another connection from the Knights of C in Ohio to the University Cs in Chicago, which is where Nick Foles is now. So there's all these connections coming together. It's so weird. And then I was also guided to look back at, because 1973, a bunch of different weird stuff came up, like that invoice of the pineal glands that went to New York government and then to be passed on to Boston. And I looked it up again today to see if I could find it, because I know I took a picture of the original invoice that I found. It was kind of yellowy and old. It was the original invoice, but I did find a copy of that invoice online because somebody else was talking about that same 1973 invoice about the pineal glands. They were actually of penguins being shipped through New York and then into Boston, and they were also wondering why the government was receiving penguin pineal glands at that time. So that was also coming up. Also, just some of the headers that were coming up as I was trying to go into search was the Egypt's new discovery causing issues or something in our history, right? And then Niagara Falls having been drained in 1969, where they found like 5,000 dead bodies, of course, because there's lots of suicides there and other deaths, I'm sure, between 1850 and 2011. It said that about 20 to 30 people die every year going over the falls, that most are suicides, so they go unreported, obviously, because it's not something they want to, talk a lot about. And then Hay House was also coming up involved with this some way. So anything that comes up for any of those things, please let me know. But yeah, ultimately about the divine masculine, it was coming up as someone getting their feathers ruffled after doing a little two-step perhaps, or dancing around the issue, and then ruffling someone's feathers, and then getting kicked out to the other side. And getting kicked out's been coming up in the readings this week as well, over to the dark side, like a field goal or goat, which is Capricorn. And then again, like I said, there was like a guy sitting on the steps or stoop, forlorn, with their head down, feeling sorry for themselves. And then, oh no, Mr. Bill came up. So that was coming up regarding the divine masculine energy right now. All right, so some of the other messages. So from the Lenormand Reverie book, the underlying energy was the book, and then the first card out was time, and then mountain. And this was at 9:47 this morning. 9 is the Hermit, 47 is the Seven of Cups, the synchronicities, the heaven in their eyes, having lots of options or choices, which also can lead to confusion. And also time being the first card out was bringing me back to the movie about the abstracts of time, love, and death, which is and now I'm blanking out again. It'll come up. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So time was the first one out, and then the mountain to climb. So this is what came up from this message. The unknown, the vault, the safe, cracking the codes. For time is a mountain with multiple faces on it. Peaks and valleys, shadows and light. Obstinance and tunneling through, outlasting all else, and yet present and majestic. A gift, flowers, delivery, as the sun breaks through the clouds just before evening, pinpointing the shadow work or needlework or needling, perhaps covering your pet's nails. Maybe they're tearing stuff up, needling your furniture. Or someone might be getting their nails done. Or perhaps I'm getting the nail in the coffin. The journey through the subconscious moon cycles and romancing the stone at mid-cycle, which can be the mountain they're talking about, around the end of the month, 8, 29, 30, and 31st, or after the 26th, which is interesting because I'm taking my son to West Virginia, which is the Mountaineers there. So this also can be the 30th to the 1st, around there, when the sun comes out again, exposing challenges and imposing restrictions committed to writing, communication, or signing a contract, about masks, or to read the small print, anchoring down and nesting with the golden egg, and things looking up or on break, or with research or death and autopsy, and that could be coming out in the news, or medical tests coming up here. Scorpio transformative energies at a public meet and greet, or an event, or gardens, with lots of nature and family breakthrough, taking a chance on exposing spirituality, maturity, and peace. The details or burden as the pup, which can be a dog, but also could be a child or something new and innocent, wants help from the mother or the powers that be with contracts or a message, and opening new doors with the key to the cage, or perhaps a key to a new job or a new house, and anchoring of the nest with direction, traveling either northeast for an ending or southwest, which is open-ended, with a loving lady. Public toxins and snakes and the need to seal the deal, with hopes and dreams and galactic friends, break on through to the other side. So that's coming up again, with community chatter and risky birds and socializing. A spiritual home or house, and I was just getting Hay House again, with clearing and cleaning, the power lady and the power man diving deep for abundant flow, fishes, rod and staff, and impatience with navigating through the red tape and confusion. Traveling over mountains with soulmate on journey, perhaps with a child or new home and establishment, school, or even a castle, with twin bridges, where the fox, with fortunate guidance about petty annoyances and toxic apples, and food left out, and cracking the whip, perhaps with the staff, as the loving man, missing the loving lady, or thinking of each other with many energies between them now. Okay, and then I was actually clearing with my tuning forks at 10:28, which is that Wheel of Fortune, and the 28 of the Twin Flames, again, choosing a new path. So then I asked with my abbreviated deck that just has the characters in it. It's like half of a deck, half of like a Rider-Waite deck, because it's only got the characters in it. So who is the person of the day? And the Two of Wands came up, and that's the only like number card that I have in that assortment, because it's the Twin Flames energy. So the Two of Wands came up with the Twin Flames, ascending, satisfied, and being love, where setting others free with a little love in return, as the Page of Cups is connected to the wounded warrior and their world of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, or Pisces child who's wounded that somebody else gets to spend time together with someone they'd like to spend time with. Or maybe they just feel left out, it doesn't have to be anything bad, just that they can't be there. So we have Cancer, Aries, and Pisces right there. And at 10:53, as I was writing that, a helicopter flew really close to the house, which is 10 of the Wheel of Fortune and 53 of the Knight of Swords, right? Which is the message. It's also the catapult. So the underlying energy here was the Emperor with an offer to him, like him getting an offer. And then the Empress with the Sovereign, which can be a grown child who's independent, and then the Queen of Pentacles, matching up kids or pets here with adults or big brothers and sisters. So I was definitely getting grandchildren with their grandparents to help each other out, right? The grandfather or mother can teach the child a lot, and the child can also teach the grandparent and help them out. So the Page of Wands was paired with the King of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles with the Emperor, mirroring each other, or 3 generations, or generation skipping here, of earthy or wealthy females, of the Empress, Queen of Pentacles, and Sovereign, trying to get 3 generations of firemen, which can be fiery men or firemen, but needing the Page of Wands and the King of Wands to get the Emperor on board, or pay him to do it. Or they may need to pay him back before he'll do it, what they owe him. Or the Empress and the Emperor are with the Sovereign, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, King of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles between them. So there could be 1101, which is Justice and the Magician. There could be 3 earth signs and 2 fire signs, or 3 girls and 2 boys, or 3 boys and 2 girls. The Empress's favorite is next to them, which could be a younger sister energy, or the one who's more independent or sovereign, or someone who looks like the mother. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, who may look like the father next to the Emperor. Or Virgo birthdays coming up, as we're going into Virgo season in a day or two. The Virgo birthdays are coming up at perhaps a service for mother or father, where 2 Virgos, ironically, the ones who are looking like the parents. So it's interesting. So the oldest and youngest are coming up here as the more fiery signs, like the Emperor. But the sisters dependent on the mother, the youngest and oldest more independent, and the Knight of Pentacles still looking for their father's approval, or wondering why he didn't show up. The father could be wondering why the child didn't show up, or the son. So I pulled again to confirm what's the energy that's coming up. And then the Knight of Pentacles came up at 1109, which is the reflection of 9/11. The Knight of Pentacles, who still wants the father's approval. And here he comes up again with the Knight of Pentacles and the Emperor. With the 2 of Wands, the twin flames, or the choice of path on the other side, with the Chariot or Cancer warrior connected, and the King of Wands watching this all go down, 2 approaching the Emperor, or wanting something from him. Could be a service for a mother, or all the others are on the mother's side. The Emperor without any siblings. Or siding with the mother versus the father. So there could be like a division here. And then taking sides was coming up the other day as well. So I pulled one more time to see who's the person of the day, and the twin flames came up again, the 2 of Wands. The twin flames, choice of path, with the Emperor and the underlying energy, with the Lovers, with the Hermit shedding light, with Justice, High Priestess, and the Emperor all in a row. And I was also getting a board review. So they could be some kind of board, school board, or whatever kind of board coming together here to make some kind of judgment here and shed light, or getting advice from counsel here. The first card out, though, was the twin flames, or choice of path. Ascension and the divine feminines being love, speaking and inspiring with messages in return. The Page of Wands inspired by the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, along with the Empress, Sovereign, and Queen of Pentacles, or wealthy family. They're all that Pentacles energy, or siblings coming together, perhaps to honor a parent. So an apparency can come up as well. And it just can be a lot of earth signs coming together. Maybe it's just ironic that this group is all earth signs, and they may be commenting on that as coming together. But it could be siblings coming together, a family coming together, a wealthy family or organization or business coming together. standing strong, that kind of energy. Yep. And so let's go into the union read here. All right, so this was done at 2:44 yesterday afternoon. For today, which again is the 20th. And so we have 28, 30, 30. Today's a 33, which is the Christ vibration, right? 28, 30, 30, yep, 33. So we have the 20 of judgment today, and then the 33 of the Christ vibration. It's like the final judgment, right, of hanging Christ on the cross. So we have 244, which is the 2 of the High Priestess, 44 of the 4 of Cups, the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, of receiving of love especially. The union is for the 4D, 5D, and 6D, where we had the underlying energy of the Strength card, which is again that Bengal tiger going through the Ring of Fire. The 2 of Swords was in the middle, and then the 4 of Pentacles, or the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, was the final card. So through the Ring of Fire, the circle of trust, birthing, knowing, and floating on air in the mists of Avalon, in the Divine Masculine's heart in the Crystal Batcave. The incoming Divine Feminine were the Ace of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Hanging Man, again the Jesus energy, exuding love, making a splash with a perfect landing on a rock next to theirs. And again, the mountain could be coming up. Like Long Island and Plum Island, right? Long Island is bigger, and then Plum Island is a small island off the end of Long Island. But I don't feel like they were referring to Plum Island, but there was this same reference to one is a big island and there's a smaller island right next to it. Plum Island up in the air, hanging out with a right knee block of being stranded, abandoned on a deserted island. It's like the Divine Feminine's alone and happy on a tiny plum toxic island, but the Divine Masculine's on the bigger, cleaner island with company, but they're still not happy. The 4D here is the 8 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. The Divine Feminine walking away from all ducks in a row, or Batman to the beach with all his clothes on, cloak and all. The Divine Feminine may have their mind on the beach and salt water, and the Divine Masculine hiding by the creek with fear of what's out there. Or the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are in each other's energies, like swapping places here, putting themselves in each other's shoes, bridging with the Knight of Pentacles, proposing of clean living or beautiful place to live. In the 5D is the Sun, the 2 of Swords, and the Lovers, with the Divine Feminine with the Sun and Pegasus, or Poseidon or Neptune and Sun. The Divine Feminine still inundated with Lionsgate energy, birthing and smoldering and leaping and roaring, fully energized in the direction of the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine puff the magic dragon in their rainbow hues. 2 U's or W's talk about smoldering and slowing down the Divine Feminine's burn in the etheric realms, bridging by knowing and keeping energy clear in blues and purples and silvers, with black hair with bangs, which was so weird because the movie I'd watched this, it was very prominent that this girl had dark hair with bangs. And that was from Out of My League, the movie. The 6D here is the King of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands, or the Twin Flames. The Divine Feminine with the King of Swords, the Sensei Master of indigo and whites and stone pillars of the mind. The Divine Masculine Twin Flames with remote view of the earth and eyes of Laura Mars, which can represent Laura Eisenhower as well. Bridging in the woods by the creek and counting to 5 for the 4D Hide and 6D Seeker of the 2 of Cups, the 2 as one love. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the 4 of Swords, 6 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles, on the beach or by salt water, meditating or doing shadow work, and playing with dolphins or Lemurians and Metatron's cube, so some maybe in Florida as well, surrendering to all that is, where the land meets the sea, and then back to the crystal Batcave. As the Divine Feminine has the Divine Masculine at the beach in the sun, as the King of Swords is mastering his thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, the Divine Masculine has the Divine Feminine on his side, hiding and feeling their way through, without their eyes, the lover's rainbow, to the twin flame pot of gold on the other side of the earth stood still. The bridges came up as the Knight of Pentacles proposal to walk the jetties of Avalon, or OC comes up as well, out of the sun, or in the woods by the water or lake was coming up here as well. The Divine Feminine at 312, which is the Empress and the Hangman. The Divine Feminine had Leo or Sag, as well as Capricorn or Pisces, and Leo again with the King of Swords on her side. The Masculine had Gemini or Twin or Lovers on their side, along with just his heart and the Twin. Lionsgate and Central Sun, a big push forward for the cats and horses, oh my. Rings and tails, oh my. The Circus of the Sun, which is Cirque du Soleil, coming to a town near you, Francais. And then I was getting 46, which is the Six of Cups as the overall number. The horizontal pillars came up as 11, 2, and 33, which is Justice, High Priestess, and the Six of Wands. The other direction was 1, 4, which is the Magician and the Emperor. 8, 7, which is the Strength and Chariot. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, or that high vibration. 4 again is the Emperor, and 6 and 6, which is the Lovers times 2. So the message was coming up regarding justice for the High Priestess, or secret or psychic abilities, on the journey to the Six of Cups, which is the love of the inner and outer children, the soulmates, that pure, innocent love. The Magician Emperor in the Lion's Gate Chariot, destined in that high vibration to the Emperor with the Queen of Pentacles, 2 Lovers or double Gemini there. A higher love dance in the Chariot of high vibration destiny with the 2 of Cups Lovers who can't stop hugging. And at 323, which is the Empress and the King of Wands, the Magician walked away in the Chariot destined for the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles soulmates. For the Twin Flame read in front of you, the Syrian Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 538, which is the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. And then at 547, 47 being the Seven of Cups, or the synchronicities or choices, the F flames was coming up, but also S on the other side. So when F and S come up, it's like someone cursing, saying F word and the S word. But it's also about the F of Phi and expanding and contracting, the flames, the drama, the fire, the inspiration, and then the S of the Sophia. Okay, because for me, originally, the definition of the capital F, when I was first creating my alphabet, from the downloads I was getting, was the combination of the masculine and feminine together, where the S is just the feminine energy. So I finished clarifying at 603, which is the Lovers and the Empress, which is also abundance and Gaia. And the only major arcana here was transition in the read, which is the Death card. But it's also called transition in this deck, which can be an ending, it can be dark night of the soul as well. But again, someone transitioning through the portal. Before the read, the Hangman also came up. So the Hangman and the Jesus template is coming up very much, the Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The four Pentacles came up, 2 Wands, 1 Cup, and 3 Swords. So mostly Pentacles, but the 3 Swords of the 3 air signs, or 3 Knights, were coming up again here. The Page of Wands, Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords came up, and before the read was the King of Cups, after the read was the King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So I don't know if you noticed there, but all 4 pages are here. So there's a lot of young children here, which is a lot in the news right now because of Afghanistan, and they're showing the little kids, being played with by the soldiers. And also just lots of messages going out, and again, just us dealing with the children. And I just told you some news myself about the arrests for sexual exploitation. So there's a lot about the children right now, and also the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups are here, and then the King of Pentacles, who's got the money, right, to back things up. We had triple 1s in the read, as well as triple 8s, so very strong for new beginnings and that masculine energy. And the triple 8s of the 2 twins, both dancing between their masculine and feminine, and then falling into the infinity symbol. For me, the 3 8s is the infinity, when the infinity becomes the twins. So instead of dancing between their own masculine and feminine, they're now in union, dancing between each other. So the code line here is all about synchronicities and surrender. The S was apart from synchronicity. So the Y in the road, and the capital N for me is Christ energy, the Christ consciousness as well. So, and also the chronicling of that. So it's coming up as why not the feminine chronicling here, right? Because there's so much about the Christ energy. Well, what happened to the feminine here? So the other numbers that came up here were 55 and 66, the Ace of Swords, the Truth, and the Queen of Pentacles. Again, the 10 of that high vibration trill of the 1010 and the Destiny. Also 15 of the Devil, 56 of the Two of Swords, 68 of the Page of Pentacles, 14 of the Higher Love of the Temperance card, 45 of the Grieving card, the Five of Cups, and then 810, which is 0 behind 81, which for me is the end of karma around the world, and source energy backing it up. The code line was all about synchronicity and surrender, and the number was 9 coming from 8 and 1. So again, 81 is coming up here, again with the end of karma. And 9 is also the collective consciousness, the wise one, compassion and endings. And the message here was regarding Sophia I am, and starting out the same way it did yesterday. Sophia I am, the Ma, the mother, the editor-in-chief of fidelity and reflection. I dancing, but without the lap dance, right? Because that's the 3D dance. The 5D dance is upright. And the one of seeing, of acing, or one seeing the Queen of Cups, who is very kind, loving, and intuitive, one who can see the Queen of Cups can also see the transition of the key of being deaf, the deafness to sleep, right? When you're asleep, you're basically not listening or hearing. To be the empty container was coming up here, the key of the Divine Feminine. Also, as I start to clarify it again, the bird tapped on the front room at 622, which is the Lovers and the Fool's Journey, the 22. So cord, rope, fishing line, feathers, or barb, acting as the bridge, expanding and contracting in the dance to another bridge, double bridging here. One sees or aces the loving Queen of Cups, who's kind and intuitive, also sees the transition key of the Sophia chronicity, or the chronicling of Sophia, and also seeing the gratitude, chronic show of gratitude here, as opposed to the Christ energy and surrender. So we have the abyss and the fluke, to own or have fidelity, expanding and contracting or reflecting in the middle. The strong I am presence, the self, that one sees wisdom of heart, also sees the transition key of synchronicities and surrender. So we start out with the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Beneath the Eight of Pentacles reversed, which is here, which I'm going to turn the light on now so you can see the read better. So we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed right here with the mini cards on top. And then 5 cards down was the Six of Pentacles and the Hangman and the King of Cups upright, all 3 of them. The Eight of Cups reversed, and then the 5 of Pentacles upright below the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Sharing and hanging out, the King of Cups upright, uncomfortable out in the cold, in exile, injured or ill, overworked or not working at all, unable to piece things together. The patient angel with hostage or imprisoned themselves, the wounded warrior in surrender to the Knight of Cups offering love to the Queen of Wands who's looking the other way. Looking for the Emperor she is, not the Knight of Cups. Juggling, performing, distracting to the King of Cups balanced and not working, with new information knocking them off balance as the Queen of Wands watches and the Page of Pentacles reversed is in need of help, money or opportunity, and asking them for money, time, and energy, perhaps from the King of Pentacles, who's got his back turned, facing death, ending, or dark night, or transition to a new life in the fall, or an offer to speak in the fall, but that fell through, or someone died and they needed time to get out of here or get through. Hedge is done, through the portal, or Horseshoe Bay as the clouds roll by, but to Beavis and Butthead or Homer and Bart, they're not there. Like the clouds are rolling by, but there's no Beavis and Butthead or Homer and Bart. That's what was coming up. And I just wanted to correct something I'd written wrong. But no Beavis and Butthead or Homer and Bart. Just 2 serious people butting heads. Or it's my turn to speak, right? So maybe the other person always gets to speak and someone's finally standing up for themselves. The Hermit in exile from the group. It's just not working out, with transition of now 2 instead of 1 out in the cold, or injured and ill. The Knight of Pentacles is upright, openly offering help to the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups upright, who may be the ones out in the cold or left behind at the beach with no way to get home. Mother and child, or the Queen of Cups reversed may just be worried about the Knight of Pentacles upright and the Page of Cups upright out on their own. With trust coming up here and beneath it, love yourself first, with Capricorn or Pisces upright, Sag upright, and Scorpio upright here. The Knight of Swords may be pulling hairs and charging a lot. The Page of Swords leaning on the truth, may be numb, or with left arm dead weight, with pressure on the right elbow, with an all-business relationship not working out, with the Divine Feminine in the 5D world, or Pisces who's awake and no longer flirting or showing off the prowess or strength. No more dirty dancing, or no more someone having 3 or more women. No more holding feet while being watched. No more bedside cappuccino or fighting until dawn in order to have makeup sex. The Knight of Swords upright and the Page of Swords upright, maybe kids or messages that can't believe what they see. But the Page of Swords says, I told you so, but you wouldn't listen. Only caring about cracking the whip to get into tip-top shape, and that's why they weren't listening to them. Their priorities were misaligned. So adventure comes up here with 55, which is the Ace of Swords and the truth. And beneath that was health, which is 71, the co-creation energy of the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is reversed here, though, with issues at work or third party. The Queen and King of Pentacles both reversed, with cards close to their chest. Perhaps they are embarrassed about the Knight of Pentacles reversed, perhaps dumping a load with a lover, or dropped a load that they were carrying, or dropped all their responsibilities because they fell and hurt themselves. Thinking about lover, or did this in front of their lover, so they were embarrassed, might have done it in front of their lover, their twin, or a Gemini. Bunny and ladybugs unable to function or move, or the Knight of Pentacles reversed fell or tripped while the King and Queen reversed were watching at 7:02, which is the Chariot and High Priestess. Or they got caught by the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who was stunned about the lovers of the King and Queen of Pentacles. But those 3 can also be siblings, or just all earth signs together here. So at 7:03, which is the Chariot and the Empress, we have Gemini twins or lovers overworking it, and someone died. So someone could have been having sex and died, or had a heart attack, or caught having sex at work and both got fired on the spot. Post-war adventure at the workplace with issues. And by the way, all 4 aces are upright in this read. The underlying energy is the 10 of Cups, the Chariot reversed, and the 2 of Pentacles reversed, with a happy ending or emotional cycle complete in a break up, break down, break in or out or through, and dropping the ball, the facade, or breaking patterns here. Going forward after this read was the energy of secret passion and the Page of Swords without peace. At present, as the King of Swords reversed and the King of Cups upright post-war, or S&M, receiving big love from home or union of the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright, or no peace between the Page of the Page of Swords and the King of Swords reversed, which can be a father and child, or when the King of Swords reversed is present as the King of Cups post-war is receiving love from the home or union with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and perhaps the Knight of Pentacles upright here. In the recent past years, the Ace of Pentacles upright with a new life offer or money offer at the new moon, the 5D connection, or up before dawn on break, coming together to hang out with clarity, or now aware of the Fool who's now free to leap, or gets up really early, or is free despite the deception, with truth presented now by the King of Wands with his back turned while he's speaking to his dependent, or just feeling powerless in a twist of fate here and unable to face the truth they're actually giving to someone. At 7:17, which is the Chariot and the Star, the foundation here is the 8 of Swords upright, hiding or anxious as the Empress reversed, is given an ultimatum of this or that, offered time, money, and effort, or new life or payoff to the King of Swords reversed post-war. The central energy is the Page of Wands, upright, inspired by woman or a specific woman, perhaps worshiping them, or just is inspired by women worshiping them in general. Free, dumping a load with an offer of passion, growth, or creativity. From Justice, Libra, and or divorced, the Queen of Swords is upright and speaking her truth about conflicts, competition, fighting in the quest, in the pursuit of happiness. And what's the movie called? The Residual, I'm blanking out again. The Page of Wands reversed with Taurus in their chart, or alternative, or divorced, or broke out of their religion, establishment, or contract, excited by bliss of implementing a plan and getting it to get it assessed or advice by hermit with their light, or taking a look under the world. Or taking a look under the hood. So perhaps getting a medical exam as well. Working self to death, or alignment out of whack in dark night, or transmission. So again, getting a workup of your body for health, or perhaps getting your car worked up for transmission work. But again, there's this energy of the battle to the death. So maybe you're trying to get a car to last forever, that's kind of on its last leg. Fairy justice and sudden jealous rage, spying, third party, or trying to catch them if you can. That was just coming up now. Or someone's trying to catch them in the act. Grounding, integrating a message of love, and the Knight of Swords rushing in after being patient for so long. For the karate chop, or just lamb chops, and being strong, taming the beast. Folding laundry or packing, or blue bonnet, which can be a maid, an Amish, or perhaps someone in the police, wrapping it up or giving someone a ticket. Sagittarius and Leo, or Gabriel and the ghost. The Page of Wands lovers, or twin bliss, makes him very satisfied, actually blows his mind. Now, in the present moment, is the Page of Pentacles reversed, who may not be curious at all right now, with a big love offer from lover or Gemini, or sister, or suffering in silence, or unable to sleep and purging or having nightmares. At 7:31, which is then the Chariot and the Five of Wands, which can be conflict or the pursuit of happiness, the Knight of Swords is upright, charging at the world upside down, or the Divine Feminine in 5D, or Pisces reversed, imprisoned by lovers, and grounding, integrating the Emperor's presence, or their gift, or gifts. The Page of Pentacles reversed is in need of help with third party, big love through work, happy with self, for taming the beast or walking the dog. The Page of Pentacles reversed with happy memories. Or the Page of Cups upright here is unable to express their feelings, trapped in energy vampiring, the Hermit missing their flame, and healing with the truth to drain the drama. The Knight of Cups on a quest for the Queen of Cups reverse affections, with the King of Pentacles superhero charging in with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups reversed are between the Hermit and the King of Pentacles. The Hermit with the whole truth, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed with the King of Pentacles upright, passionate about their version. They could be snubbing or ignoring them, or a duel to the death. The King of Pentacles keeping the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Cups apart. This could be parents who don't want two kids together or two pets together. Or keeping the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups reversed apart from the Page of Cups, who's got a very open and vulnerable heart, right? So they can get walked on very easily. The Page of Pentacles reversed wants to be with the Page of Cups. And soon here's the Page of Swords with a little light about a sudden ending or unhappiness of the Ten of Cups reversed family and settling out in a bold move by the secret passion, or ascending with alternative beliefs. In a twist of fate, Cancer upright with Pisces and Libra reversed, suddenly out in the cold, or injured with sudden bliss or crown blown. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Ten of Pentacles reversed, whether that's a family, business, community, or the world, of dysfunction or loss or misappropriation of funds, dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads, no longer confused but uncomfortable, as the Page of Swords steps up to the plate, using the King of Cups' reputation or fame to get the word out. Keep an open mind, separation, free yourself, and then also attraction and forgiving and learning come up for the twin flames. Detoxing in need of peace and moderation to save what's left. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Ace of Swords, of truth and triumph, of disconnect and distance, needing to swallow their pride and come clean about insecurities or need for tools, and dependent or powerless with spending issues. The block here being transition at home, of union, celebration, with the Knight of Wands reversed, perhaps falling and needing to get over themselves in the dark night. Synchronicities and surrender come up, and there's no fantasy family here, and the Queen of Swords with the Man in the Mirror. The King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in concert with flames waving, perhaps Michael Jackson, defenseless to energies or attacks with the World upside down, the Divine Feminine in the 5D, and Pisces reversed, or found in a pool, sinking in a gentle pool of wine. The King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups ignited by soulmate, fond memories of the Divine Masculine's heart, and the King of Wands, Man of Passion. Sharing or settling out, the Hanging Man with the King of Cups, uncomfortable in exile and unable to work, or working too hard, or trying to find that perfect stone. Hiding and anxious from the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, with the truth about to come out. The Lemurians ready to play ball. The Diamond under pressure for a long time, can handle a bit more. At 7:56, the Chariot and the Two of Swords, the Diamond in the rough, and a breakthrough of the Page of Wands, inspired and challenged by the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed over them. And why do they have to wear a mask if nobody else does? The Page of Wands challenged by the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Swords transitioning. The Page of Pentacles reversed is conflicted or is always fighting with the King of Pentacles about the Page of Cups or the puppy or the message of puppy love, and the burning passion ignited with the Six of Cups kids or soulmate that live inside the Divine Masculine's heart. In exile, trying to put the pieces together for a new life or an offer, trapped or hiding, feeling their way through, the Page of Wands upright and the Page of Pentacles reversed, challenged by the Queen of Cups reversed and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss, and the Page of Swords with the truth and ready to play ball, to the death if necessary, the ending, the dark night or transition, kids perhaps bathing or battling. With the King of Pentacles about the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups reversed and the Page of Cups upright, ignited by soulmate of the Divine Masculine's heart, holding on at 8:02, the dance of the 8 and inner and outer strength, the manifestation of dreams, and the 2 of the High Priestess. Capricorn or Pisces and Scorpio here, and kids rebelling and standing up for themselves. Okay, so that was the message today, and let's see what the animal spirit cards have to say now. All right, it's 3:20 on the clock and 53:08 over here. And 53 would be written that way, 53:8. And 3:20 is 0 behind the journey of the 32. And 3 is the Empress, 2 is the High Priestess. And then we have the 53 of the Messenger of Truth, the Knight in Shining Armor, and the 8 of the Dance, and the Strength, and the Manifestation of Dreams. So let's see what the spirit animals have to say for us now. Take another deep breath. All right, that's the card, Peacock. Peacock in this deck is beautiful within and without. So the peacock, there's a lot of blues and greens and yellows there. So the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat being very moderate here. Then perhaps fancying themselves up there. And along with the crow, who's very down to business, right? They're not getting made up or anything. They're just protecting the earth, where the rainbow energy has just come into the collective, so it's displaced all this dark energy that has to go somewhere. So the crow is standing watch to transmute and help out with those dark energies. While the peacock, maybe the crow is seeing the peacock is just sitting there looking pretty, not doing anything to help. That's what I'm getting. So that's kind of funny. Where it's actually the peacock could be doing a lot. They just don't understand. Okay. I'm also getting the P and the crow. So it's like this is a P. That's interesting. So, and again, there's a lot of bird energy here also. So then we have the, and then we have the unicorn coming up again. So the third eye, and I just talked about the pineal gland. So there's a lot about the third eye coming up. But is the pineal gland actually related to the third eye or the crown or both? For me, I believe it's related to both actually. The pineal is related to the third eye chakra and the crown chakra. But also the third eye is related to the pituitary gland. And for me, that's also related to the throat chakra. There's like, anyway, I'll have to make up a technical drawing of what's coming up for that for me. So unicorn's coming up as well with the third eye, and you know, make sure to meditate every day. And the bottom of the deck is the oyster. So somebody's clammed up, or maybe oystering up. But again, maybe that pearl still needs a little cooking. But the hairs are sticking out, right? They have their antenna out. So they're getting messages in there. It's like, you know, they got ground control here. They're completely protected in their shell. This could be someone underground too, like doing it from underground, so they're protected. So that's the oyster clammed up, with completely protected by their shell. And then we have the snake. Again, this is referencing that the collective is awakened now. The color is no longer in the snake. We have now completed the grid in the 4D bridge. And so the color has now gone into the whole collective. And it's displacing all this dark energy, which is being pushed out and affecting others on the surface and outward as well, not just ourselves, but others in the universe here. So the others in the universe may be, you know, closing their spaceship windows there, so they don't get this negative energy here, which is coming up in the other cards too as well. Let's see what comes up with the journey of love. Because remember too, we were seeing the vulture with the stingray's tail in his mouth. It's like a, what's it called? The places where you go to not smoke, but smoke. I'm just blanking out on what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. So that, I'm just getting blowing smoke up somebody's butt too. So I don't know what's going on with that. And the oyster shut could be someone clamming up, so just not talking at all. And this could be the two birds, right? This could be the masculine and the feminine, right? Not talking because the crow's saying the feminine is useless because they're not really doing anything. They're just sitting there looking pretty. And then the feminine's looking at like, what's he doing already? Like, all right. So anyway, that could be some of the energy. It's very important to use your third eye right now. What is the journey of love saying for us? Take a deep breath. Okay, we have gifts received. And we know that it's been coming up that after the 22nd, we're going to start getting a lot more connection to our right brain. We're getting some kind of upgrade to our right brain, our intuitive self. And gifts received, 13 is the transition, the death card. Again, you might start seeing orbs more naturally, you know, and it may be more obvious around nature and green things as opposed to up in the sky. So again, your gifts being opened up even more. And we also have riding the cosmic wave of the 60, which is finding peace. So that's part of the reason why they're upgrading the right brain to be more in the feminine, to be more peaceful, right? So in dealing with all the conflict energies in the outer world right now, to not feed into the matrix and just be at peace and happy with yourself, rise your vibration. Okay, receive your gifts, allow the transition. Again, your beauty rest being important was coming up yesterday. And to ride the wave and stretch, get all those stuck energies out of your body. I do that in bed sometimes when I do clearing, like with Chris Macklin or something like that. I naturally get guided to stretch at certain points when he's doing clearings, so that's part of the reason why I like to do it. But yeah, you can do it just lying down. You don't have to be standing up, or if you have a ball, you can lie over the ball to stretch your back. Also, some of you may be surfing. And then we have the dream a little of the 51, the King of Swords. And this is about remembering to put the power here. right? Love yourself first. Focus on your heart and dream a little. And that's for the King of Swords, for the masculine especially. But there's a lot of feminine energy here. So it's really about bringing your gifts up by allowing more feminine into your energies as the masculine. And that could be for the feminines too. Just really pushing towards the feminine side of everybody right now to bring the peace, right? To bring the flexibility, to bring in the gifts, because that's all on the feminine side as far as the psychic gifts. The bottom of the deck here is her Grace again. Her Grace Kelly. My mom's middle name is Grace, so she could be coming in to plug herself to make a funny. We have the 17 of the star here, which is the star, you know, Grace Kelly. How graceful, you know, it's saying, giving you an example of what the feminine energy needs to be like right now. Very graceful and smooth and soft. And then the heart fire underneath that, right? There's so much red and root chakra stuff coming up right now. And the number one of the masculine energy and the magician. There needs to be a counter to that with the feminine soft in an extreme, right? See how polarized it is? The red and then the violet, purples, right? Where at both ends, there's nothing in the middle. This is the underlying energy. So we really need to push to bring the feminine up in order to bring things more towards the middle. And we're going to read the peacock, and then we're going to read the gifts. Okay, so the peacock. All right, peacock, inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of self and others. When they're in balance, they're confident and kind. When they're out of balance, they can't digest situations. To bring into balance, meditate on the navel center. That's interesting. So meditate on your navel center to see what comes up. Okay. So the peacocks need to meditate on their navel center. And then I do want to read you the crows too, because we're right in that section here. And we do have an eagle in this deck and the hawk. They're the last two in the air section. But the hawk is lower down on the totem pole here. Oh no, I mean the crow. All right, so the crow says, spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been the symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, which is interesting because we were just talking about the three abstracts of time, love, and death. Here, the crow, with the three realities of the past, present, and the future, the crow's energy is potent and should be only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When they're in balance, they're psychic, strong, and clear, but when they're out of balance, they're ungrounded and hypersensitive. To bring back into balance, daily meditation practice. So both of them are meditating, it's just the peacock is more centered on the navel meditation. All right, that's that one. And now for the journey of love and the gifts received, number 13. 13 is relax. It's okay to accept what's coming your way now. Gentle your soul, steady your heart. Even the most precious treasure can be received by you, and why not? Are you not built of the same stuff as that treasure, beloved? It's all love after all. That is all that there is. Enjoy, accept, and rest in the knowledge that you are being invited into a sanctuary of abundance, peaceful rest, and replenishment now. It's just time. This oracle holds a message for you. The universe is trying to get something to you, more abundance, more love, an answer to a prayer. Sometimes the healing comes in unexpected packages. Sometimes we try so hard to find the answer, exerting so much effort to receive, that we make things harder for ourselves than they need to be. So relax, have some fun, be soft, at peace. Everything is working out just fine, and there's a nice surprise coming your way. The wind blows softly through grass and my open heart. Love unexpected. I was also being guided to pull an ascension card. I haven't pulled from this deck in a long time, and I was just doing a session, and I pulled from the ascension deck. So I want to pull a card for you guys too. Since Jesus and Mary Magdalene were coming up too, because this brings up all the angels and the masters here. So let's see who wants to come up here from the ascension deck to say hello. All right, we got 3 cards that came up. Lady Nada, 45. Lady Nada is the twin flame of Jesus' higher self, Sananda. She's the master of the 7th ray of ritual and magic. Ceremonies that call in mighty forces are important, so you're reminded to bring people together to raise great light. A priestess in the Temple of Love in Atlantis, Lady Nada is bringing back ancient healing methods, helping the development of intuition, telepathy, and wisdom, and acting for justice. Your guidance is to trust your spiritual and psychic abilities and use them to help those in need. The affirmation is, I accept and practice my healing, spiritual, and psychic gifts. The second card is Mary Magdalene, the 35 of the Wounded Warrior. Mary Magdalene was a high initiate in the Order of Essenes and the spiritual partner of Jesus. She's now master of the 6th ray, raising dogma into spirituality. So now we're talking about the 6th and 7th rays, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which was going, Where's Waldo the other day. The Order of the Essenes and spiritual partner of Jesus. She is now the master of the 6th ray, raising dogma into spirituality. Mary Magdalene's ascension retreat is in Marseille. She radiates a glowing buttercup yellow light to all who attune to her. Her light was hidden from us for centuries as she was misjudged about her role in Jesus' life. If you have felt wronged or misunderstood, Mary Magdalene offers you the courage to maintain your integrity as spirits connecting with me. This card is an invitation to attune to Mary Magdalene to receive her blessing. So she's telling me I'm attuning with her. This card is an invitation to attune to Mary Magdalene to receive her blessing. The affirmation is, I maintain my truth and see the spirituality in all things. And that includes good or bad. All right, the third card that came up here was Lemurian Healing, which is also the feminine energy. The 24, which is also the Queen of Wands. And this one says Lemurians were 5th dimensional. So now we have 5, 6, and 7 coming up. The 5th dimensional androgynous beings who loved and wanted to heal the earth. They drew the love of God through the cosmic heart into this planet. The Lemurians gathered the divine qualities from our energy fields and that of other stars, adding this to pure source light in order to form healing crystals to help us through the transition to the new golden age. The Lemurians then placed these healing crystals in the earth to light up the ley lines. Even now, when 2 or more gather with humility to focus these crystals, powerful healing takes place. The affirmation is, I send Lemurian healing to earth. Okay, so it's very feminine oriented here today. And then the next, all right, I got to tell you what I'm not going to read them all, but the bottom of the deck is Fire Dragons, which is again 7. You can read that yourself if you'd like to. I'll focus that for you. Okay. And again, that has to do with transmutation. And then the next 2 cards that came out with Lady Nada, Mary Magdalene, and Lemurian is Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mental and the Gold Ray of Christ. So here's Mary Magdalene, Jesus, Mother Mary, and you can read her card as well, the Aqua Mantle, the 12th ray, right? It's 52, which is the Queen of Swords. And then the Gold Ray of Christ here is also here. Present here, that's what I'm getting, like in class. So 5 is the Hierophant, which the Hierophant can represent the Godhead as well, or the traditional version of Christ. Okay. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, and get your nature. Be good to yourselves. It was just 9:18. And again, today's 20th is the final judgment. Take another deep breath. So again, we had Leo, Saturn, and 4. So it's this energy of survival. So I guess we need to let go of that with, you know, the news. I really believe this is why they wanted me to remember, because I wanted to say this before I started. I believe that this stuff going on in Afghanistan right now is a distraction for us, so we won't focus on what's really going on behind the scenes. So just feel into that and stay in your high vibration. Don't feed into the negativity of the matrix. Understand what's going on, but don't feed into it, right? Raise your vibration, be happy and loving. Reach out to a child, perhaps, who needs comfort from someone, okay? And rise and be love, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Excuse me, and have an amazing day. Bye, guys.